A brand new Hytale update was just released, and if you don't know how to access it, when you're in the launcher, switch your settings in the settings cog to pre-release. Now let's get over everything that was added today, and make sure you're subscribed because there is plenty more to come with Hytale, and keep up to date with its development. My favorite thing they added was map markers. You can create map markers with different icons and colors. You can also share it with other players. So I could say base 1 is here and make a house icon with green and share with other players. Now other players can see that my base 1 is here. That's a really cool feature. Let's go over some of the other cool ones. There's a new hat called the Tweed hat with a bunch of colors. Very cool. There's a new shirt called the Mage shirt. Also looks very cool. Lots of options with that. There's now the styled flats option, which just look like basic shoes. And there's also some wedge shoes, which look like just Crocs. It says they added a new haircut. I don't know if it's this Bose one or this magical ponytail, or if they're both new, but they both look very cool. And they also added this hard hat you could wear for if you're a big time builder. On top of that, they also made it to where player names and icons will always show on the map, no matter where you are looking, and they're more readable when zoomed in. On top of that, a big one is the weapon damage is much more distinguishable between the tiers, so a copper dagger won't do nearly as close damage as a mithril dagger, for example now. Apparently they improved the skeletal minions a bunch, and they last longer, are better, and things like that. I think there's also different variants. I think that was a different variant we just saw with the gun. I think before they weren't always different. There's definitely some different variants. Also, on top of that, doors are different. They won't just close with a player in them. It actually moves them, I believe, if I'm understanding that correctly. The farmer's workbench is much easier to upgrade. They made it in the farmer's workbench where the chicken coop is only tier 3 instead of 5, so you can start farming eggs and chickens way earlier. They also added all these new different textures of blocks, much likely for texturing or just so the world can look better. They're basically normal variants of blocks, but with cracks in them and stuff, like this cracked basalt. There's also a new item in things that actually craft stuff. You can click take all of the output rather than selecting them all right away. I believe this was new as well. You can now shift drag click to just store a ton of things places very quickly. Pretty sure that hasn't always been in. That is it for this very small update, but very awesome update. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next one. Remember, a lot of times Hytale devs watch these videos, so if you have a good suggestion in the comment, there's a good chance they look into it if it's actually good. Be sure to subscribe. Bye, guys.